Yo, 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 school in the building. What's happening? Yo, we back with another episode of Who the Fuck Asked You with my right hand man, my guy, Rich, the co-host of the Culture Garden. What's happening, brother?
Not too much, man. Not too much, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Happy to be here.
Yeah. And of course, the legendary, the opinionated Rio. What's happening, nigga?
No, what's good, man? Just excited about this episode. Happy to have Rich here.
Oh, man, you know, the legend.
Just a man next to the man.
Nah. That's me. I'm the man next to the man. Huh?
I ain't nothing special, man. But happy to be here, man. Proud of y'all and what y'all building and stuff like that. And you know, I know how it is to obviously start something and try to keep consistent, keep your energy up, keep your regular life going and everything else that can happen, match up schedules, the whole nine. So I know it's not easy, man. So shout out to y'all for getting this rolling, you know, having some episodes, man. Really enjoyed that last episode about the movies you love and hate. I forget, I had some smoke for somebody, but I can't remember what it was. I should have wrote it down.
Hopefully it wasn't me.
Okay. I can't remember because I don't. Titanic is whatever to me. Forrest Gump, you wildin'. But I understand your reasoning. What other movies did you have that you didn't like?
Oh, Carrie was one of them.
Oh,
I don't do horror. I don't do scary movies, so that don't matter to me. What else did you have?
Trying to think what I have as my number one.
I don't know. I know you wilding for. I gotta watch it. Listen, I haven't watched it probably ever. I don't think I ever watched Underclassmen. But boy, when I watch that shit better be good, Rio. That shit better be good.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's a little bit of action, a little bit of comedy. It's everything that you saw in 21st
comedy.
Everything.
Comedy.
Huh?
I said, speaking of comedy, you being funny right now. All right,
hilarious.
Pitch me, man. Come on.
You ever seen 21 Jump Street?
Of course.
Yeah.
The same thing, bro. Same.
You know what? Let me not dog some shit, and I ain't seen it. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna report back.
Thank you.
Please.
I'll give you that credit, man. I'll give you that credit. I ain't seen it. Let me not say nothing. It sounds funny hearing you say it, but I'm gonna give it its just due. I'll let you know what I think.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, you see the debate is going already. Before we get started, let me shout out the Culture Garden. Another week in the books. What up, Spike? Let me shout out Childish Grown-Ups, Mia, my dog, Maurice, I can't remember, Ashley. Yeah, all them. Ray P.
Gotta remember
that, man. Nah, I'm just shouting. You know, this is off the top.
Yeah. Hey man, do your thing, man.
Yeah. So before we do that, another thing I want to say is I appreciate y'all, man. Like, subscribe. You know, we trying to get our views up. You know, so like, share, subscribe. You know, that helps. So definitely. And before we get started, I did it last time at the end. Parental advisory. It's gonna be some cursing. Some content that your children ain't gonna want to listen to, but it's all good. Cut it off. Get them out the room. Now, as you see at the bottom, the title is Art versus Artist. I am very excited to talk about this. The reason that this even happened for me personally was the passing, the tragic. Now, the loss of Hulk Hogan really got me thinking about things. I saw a lot of people from the culture sending out RIPs. It was a mixed bag, though. I saw a lot of rest in pieces. I saw a lot of rest in piss. So it was confusing. So I was definitely like, yo, we got to do this art versus artist thing, man, to see how y'all feel. So before we even get into the bigger thing, how do y'all feel about the Hulk Hogan situation?
What you mean?
Were you sad? Were you upset? Did Hulk Hogan play a part in your growing up?
So the first part of your question, my day went on like it was a regular day. Just did. Yeah, of course. Yeah, being a wrestling fan, of course, Hulkamania and all that. But one thing, you know, you say it all the time, Skool, nostalgia is dangerous. And I've learned as I've gotten older that some things are just the inner child in myself. They're not how things are right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a 38-year-old, I can identify that maybe 9-year-old me wanted that to be more of an impact or more profound. But Hogan hasn't played a role in my life in so long that, like I said, it was just another day. I never take pride or joy in somebody's passing or their death. There's people who love them, people that know them intimately.
Yeah.
I actually went to school, man. I went to school with high school with a girl. I didn't know this until his passing. I went to high school with a girl whose cousin married Hulk Hogan, or maybe it's related in some way. She had a picture with him in the family, and she mentioned like, "Hey, I didn't really get one-on-one time. I only saw him at like family events. I've spoken to him a few times. The guy that I met was cool." And that kind of puts things in perspective. Like, regardless of how I feel, that's still somebody's still mourning that person. Yeah. So I don't care who it is. I'll talk a lot of shit about people. You know, if you listen to Culture Guard, I always talk shit about Mel Gibson. But you'll never see me posting, "It's a great day, Mel Gibson died." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's just not my style. Absolutely. But I wasn't affected by it. I wasn't impacted. It was kind of, and I gotta put this out there. I can't remember if that was right before or right after Malcolm Jamal Warner. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, then got you.
Yep.
So, even if I was to feel away, I think the very next day I would have shifted all my attention.
Yes.
Like I said, I get it. He was an icon. He was a legacy, a legend in the wrestling space. Like if you are age, you're lying if you say you don't know who Hulk Hogan is and don't. Then rip the shirt and do all that. Yeah, and NWO was a big deal. That's right when I got into wrestling, right before the Attitude Era. Hulk Hogan was still in WCW. That whole NWA black and white, Jimi Hendrix coming down the ring, that was iconic, bro. I'm not gonna sit there and deny it, but you find out about people and it's like, all right, you over there. And like I said, I think had I still been in wrestling, maybe I would have felt more of a confliction, but like I said, man, that's like flipping through obituaries and seeing a random name and saying, "Oh." Like it was just another day.
I'm with you. What's up, Rio? What you got?
I mean, it's pretty much the same sentiment. I mean, I was into wrestling like heavy. You know that, you know what I mean? Growing up, like I was heavy into wrestling. I was never really a big Hulk Hogan fan though, like ever. You know what I mean? Like I understand why he was important to wrestling.
Yeah,
but I thought his in-ring performance wasn't very good.
His finisher
had a leg. Nigga had a leg drop. That's a finisher move. Get out of here, man.
Yeah. Like it was never any real. Like The Rock had it. All right, so fuck
out of here.
This is what I'll say though. You know what I mean? Like obviously, The Rock is not only my favorite wrestler ever, but one of my favorite people in life ever. Like
that's crazy. Go ahead.
Hey. No, for real.
I know. But what you said it last episode about Will Smith, and that shit just sound funny. Because never mind, keep going, man.
Go ahead, man.
Like, so for me, like the whole WrestleMania 18 match, like it only meant something to me, like because of the build-up, but The Rock really put the match over. Like I understand the people who love Hulk Hogan because of, you know what I mean? Like, but anybody could have played the part of Hulk Hogan because it was nothing really special about Hulk Hogan, you know what I mean, other than he had like the back half of his blonde hair and you know he had muscles you know what I mean? Like he lifted they needed Andre the Giant to really put him over back in the day, you know what I mean? Because nobody had slammed a giant before, but it wasn't like Andre the Giant never lost a match before that. So
yeah,
but people needed something to believe in, you know what I mean? Which I get it, but at the end of the day, you know, he was a racist. it was nothing that really made me stop and be like, man, I can't believe he gone. But at the same time, I wasn't happy that he passed away.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
That Rio just made a good point about. Just for the audience who's listening, I think it's very important to mention that all three of us are kind of from the same generation.
Yeah,
we graduated high school in the mid 2000s. So I think if you have a generation above, like our older cousins, Hulk Hogan probably means much more to them than they do us, because he was like that first I won't say the first superstar, but I think he was the first wrestling superstar. Definitely the first wrestler I knew of, but I was still too young to even be into wrestling. By the time we got into wrestling, it was Stone Cold, Rock, the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And Hulk Hogan, that's what triggered me to say it. Hulk Hogan was never my favorite wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he wasn't either one of y'all's, but there's a whole generation where no question about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure we put that out there. I'm sure other people go through it, which is even more interesting. But my fault.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nah, I mean, for real, you just took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say that exact thing. Honestly, there would be no Rock without Hulk Hogan. So I think that's what that WrestleMania 18 was like. You know, Hulk was a fucking superstar, megastar. Like, you know, movies. He was it. You know. So I'm just gonna say the same about his death. I'm not losing no sleep, but I also don't want to see, anybody pass away. So I think that's it. That's it for that.
I got something to say though, real quick before
Go ahead.
you move
Absolutely.
on about the whole Hulk Hogan, like, because after it happened, like I got into a discussion with somebody about it, and I'm basically like, I get it, like, but The Rock was still a superior wrestler, like he's a superior entertainer, regardless. But
yeah, but at the same
like,
time, we didn't see that man in his prime.
I did. I've seen plenty of matches with Hulk Hogan, like in his wrestling in his prime.
But you weren't what I think.
Listen.
To School's point, I just had this conversation. Me and Rachel were talking about Anchorman, right? Because I'm watching this New York Times list. I literally said this verbatim. I said, man, in the year 25 years from now, the year 2050, there's gonna be somebody that pop in Anchorman and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yes.
And unless you were there, or they might laugh, they might think it's funny. Either way, unless you were there in 2004. Unless you were around with Napoleon Dynamite, there's certain things where if you weren't there for it, even if it's still a success, you'll never understand. We talk about, Michael Jackson, Eddie Murphy in the 80s. We weren't there for it. So we appreciate it, but we still don't even fully grasp how big it was. Yep. We can only use footage. So I'm not trying to downplay what you're saying, Rio, but I think in the 80s, not being there was a different thing. He was like, he was that dude.
But in the great words of Drake, it ain't about who did it first; it's about who did it right. So,
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
There is a little bit something about who did it first, but I get your point.
Yeah. So the real question that I have for you guys, whoever wants to answer first, go for it. But the question is, can we enjoy art if the artist is problematic?
Yes.
Rich.
100%. We all hypocrites. That's the most important thing about this conversation. We all hypocrites.
Yeah. Yep.
It all depends on who we like.
So what does that mean to you? What does separating the artist from the art mean to you personally? I'm gonna start with you, Rio.
I mean, it's basically, I think it's a slippery slope, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has a threshold. Like, what's your line? Like, if it's something to do with your personal morals, like, do they cross that line?
Mm-hmm.
If it's something, let's say you've seen or been around domestic violence issues in your life, like, is that the threshold? You know what I mean? Like, if they cross that line, is that something that you can't separate them from? Like, I think everybody's capable of separating, because I mean, at some point you have to, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody's got something that's going on or has done something that you necessarily won't agree with, but it's all about basically what you can, like, what can you deal with or what can you tolerate, on your moral compass.
I like that. What you got, Rich?
Sort of like the short answer I gave. We all hypocrites, so it really just depends on who it is. Dave Chappelle got a joke where he talked about like pro-life.
Mm-hmm.
And women's rights to choose and all that kind of stuff. And he said, I base all this. It depends on who I get pregnant, and that's really what it is. Like, men can say all day, yeah, man, woman, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Absolutely, I support your right to choose. Support your right to choose. You get a chick pregnant because you don't want to get pregnant. Now it's like, hold on, now, what we about to get into? Yeah. And I think that rolls into whoever else. Like, if you are a fan of something or partial to somebody, then it's easier for you to forgive them in their sins because that's who you're a fan of. It's no different than if you're a friend of someone, like personal friend, you know them, you've been close to them, you know their family, not just somebody you met in the street or met 10 days ago and you already calling them big bro and all that shit. I'm talking about somebody you really genuinely love and care about.
That's some
You're
great
more
shit.
likely to give them a pass if they do something wrong. You find out your man's I don't even know a good example. Either way, something that you morally don't stand for, right? Something that you wouldn't do. All right. And everybody knows it about you. I wouldn't do this. All right. I'm not. All right. I'll always take care of my kids, right?
Yeah.
I don't have kids, but I'm just using it as an example. So you one of the people I'm always gonna take care of my kids. Your man's who you know since kindergarten ain't taking care of his kid. You're more likely, I'm not saying you passing it, but you're more likely to defend that person and give them an out before you actually sit them down and like, hey, bro, I can't fuck with you because you breaking the code that we already said we're gonna have. So until you get right, not a lot of people do that. They're more likely to give them a pass. And I think the same thing with the artist. It's easy if you never listen to R. Kelly. It's easy to say, oh, I ain't listening to R. Kelly because of this. But nah, if you listen to R. Kelly every single day, and that's part of your shit, you're going to have to really take a look in the mirror and say, damn, am I going to play part 83 of Trapped in the Closet, or am I going to let this shit ride? Because R. Kelly's a bad dude.
Yeah.
And I think the other part of it is, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself, to some degree, and we could have a whole nother conversation about tribalism and what it's like to some of these celebrities and their cult status, cult followings.
Man.
But to some degree, a lot of these artists are just that to me. Like going back to what I just said earlier, right? Skool, you a real person to me. Rio, you a real person to me. I know y'all. I got y'all phone numbers. I can call y'all whenever I want to. We can have any kind of conversation about anything at any moment, right? That's a real thing. That's tangible. Like I care about y'all. I know y'all birthdays. You get what I'm saying? Like I know y'all moms. Like everything. It's real. I don't know. I don't know why I'm about to say Waka Flocka. Either way, I don't know Waka Flocka like that. Waka Flocka is just this like it's almost like a character.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not real to me. So what he says, I don't take it with like, and this is something that pisses me off. And I promise I don't want to rant, but like when people take celebrities' word like gospel, like and they like get their advice, like even politically, right? When they talk about this celebrity endorse this person, who gives a fuck? Why do I care about who this person voting for? That don't got nothing to do with my life. I got to vote for what's best for me and my community and black folks and everything else.
Yes.
Right. So I don't understand why that even holds weight and how there's a whole, wave of people that are going to want to say, oh, well, The Rock said he voting for. I remember when The Rock promoted, could endorse Biden. How big of a deal that was to people. And I remember he didn't endorse anyone because he knew I ain't about to get my ass kicked all over the internet again. It's not worth it. But to me, The Rock is just a figure. He's not real. Even if I met The Rock, right? He's still not a real thing. Everything he does is on his own time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to really explain it better than that, but I don't take as much weight. And I don't think anyone, well, maybe Will Smith on The Rock for you, Rio. But I don't think any of us take that much weight into what people are saying and doing, and we can separate it easier because of that. I know that was very long-winded, but
I got you. You was gonna say something, Rio?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, I feel like it was very well said.
Yeah, I agree, man. So I was gonna get into some case studies. Before that, though,
hold on. What about you? How you look and separate the art from the artist?
Okay.
It's so everyone that knows me in real life knows that I am a diehard Michael Jackson fan. Diehard. And he's been through a lot, man. His name has been slandered, dead and alive. So me personally, I take it. I don't know. I don't want to say I take it personal, but I definitely.
I got a question for you, and I think you might be headed there. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I definitely tend to listen a little closer. I do better. I feel like I do more research than the average person, because of that. So if I really don't like a person, and it's because artist because if I don't like your art because of the way the artist acted, it's because I more than likely can prove that this person is a piece of shit. So
can I ask you a question?
absolutely.
All right. So I think this is an interesting conversation to pivot to. Not pivot to, but just have a quick interlude. We all have, and when I say we all, I mean us three plus everybody listening has somebody that they're a mega fan of. You just mentioned Michael Jackson, Rio. You've already said, The Rock, Will Smith. I know that for a fact. Everybody knows I'm a big Jay-Z fan. Like the whole nine. Like to the point where it had to be something like heinous for me to stop listening to Jay-Z. Like I just couldn't see a situation like heinous, like something so bad I don't even want to say it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure all of you feel the same way about, I'm sure that slap at the Oscars didn't change one thing for you, like, you know what I'm saying? All the accusations you talk about, School.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the defense. How far do you feel? Because you just mentioned it. Sometimes you take it personal, or maybe to a certain degree.
Yeah.
How much weight do you feel that you need to defend that artist? So, because I've seen you go at niggas online long time ago. This ain't like he's doing it every day, but I remember in the past you would go at people who would talk shit about MJ. I see people every day online going at people who talk about their favorite artists. If you go on Twitter right now and you type in Nicki Minaj, it's some of the nastiest Twitter you've ever seen in your life. How much people will just spread lies and rumors to defend her honor. Beyonce, I'm sure, has the same thing. Drake fans, the same thing. Every big artist has that. As an individual, and I want to ask this to both of y'all. If you do engage in that, why do you feel it necessary? Versus just being like, you know what, this is the internet, I'm just gonna let it chill. And I'm only asking because my personality. This has nothing to do with the artist. It's just a personality trait.
Oh, I know.
I personally, I tell Phil all the time, stop arguing with people on the internet. He's good for that too. And I tell him, but some people don't. And I'm always genuinely curious about what it is that makes you want to go into that route.
It's funny because I will never forget when we had that conversation and you told me, like, bruh, you crazy about Mike, bruh. Like, you told a motherfucker to suck your dick. So I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, you probably told him to eat some dicks or something. I don't know. And I was like, School, man, why you doing all this?
Yeah. So for me personally with MJ, what it really is the connection that I have with Mike. And again, not to get too deep into things, but when so I was already a Michael Jackson fan. For those who don't know, and I'm sure they don't. My pop spent a long time in prison. When he came home, I was already on Michael Jackson. Pause. And he got me hip to Jackson 5. He's like, "Did you know that?" And bam, I'm connected. My last name is Jackson. For those who don't know. So growing up, I was teased. I was Michael Jackson, all that bullshit. So I always felt a connection with Mike. Now that he passed away, and I watch these documentaries, I watch these people go at this dead man, is ridiculous to me. He's not here to defend himself, and I'm gonna do it for him, and that's just how I feel about it. Like. I can go all day about what is true and what's false. I do my research. So if you want to talk MJ with me, as soon as you say something that I just know is, we ain't doing that, bro.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Do you ever let things slide, or is it always? Do you feel? And I guess what I'm saying is, do you feel the responsibility to correct all falsehoods, or do you pick and choose between is it based off your mood? Or is it like I'm not playing about Mike? Y'all gonna stop playing with Mike's name. If you play around Mike's name around me, you're gonna hear from me.
That part.
Gotcha. What about you, Rio?
It depends. It depends on the person. Like, you know what I mean? It also depends on what's being said. Like, if it's regarding like sports, and y'all know I'm a huge Donovan McNabb fan. Like,
yeah.
I've had arguments about people saying that people are better than him, even in real life, not even just this before. I mean, talking about off the internet, like,
yeah.
And I've had to defend, and I've had to, you know what I mean, like, and I get on my soapbox, you know what I mean. But it's like people say, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but I think people are too rushed to say things that they can't even prove themselves yet. You know what I mean? Like. So it's like you making a statement about something that you are projecting to happen, but it ain't even happened yet. Like that's like, you know what I mean, when people were saying that when people used to say like Michael Vick was going to be a better quarterback than Donovan McNabb, but he didn't, like he didn't have the numbers. Like even though he was trending that way, it didn't happen yet.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, with sports, you never know what can happen with a player. Like they can be here and then just go all the way down. Like we've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, facts. School. That's just, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to move on, obviously. Because as soon as Rio said Donovan McNabb, it made me realize the difference between the two, like somebody like MJ, and it made me want to ask you: is it because they're saying wrong information about Mike, or is it their opinion versus Mike? And here's an example: if somebody was on the internet saying, "I don't like Michael Jackson's music," would you feel the need to say something to that person, or is it because, hey, I'm spewing information that might not be true?
No, if you don't like Mike, that's cool. Like we all entitled to not like someone, right? What gets me is we gotta let R. Kelly off. Mike was molesting them kids too. Like, hold on, slow down.
Gotcha.
Like that's what I'm
lies that are being told.
Yes, absolutely.
Got you.
Absolutely.
And the only reason I ask, and I know you don't do this, but there are people who will they hate lies about their artists, but they'll go on the internet and tell lies about some other shit just to get the lies off of them. And it's always weird. I know you don't do that. No. But I was always curious. It made me realize, better for context, there is a difference between somebody saying, "Oh, I don't like this person's music," or "I don't like that movie that person did," versus, "Oh, that person was out here touching kids." Like, hold on, nigga, hold on, whoa.
And one thing, and I know you two can vouch for me on this. If I said it, you can look it up. Like I ain't just saying shit to say it. You can go ahead and put that on in Google, and you're gonna be mad. You're gonna get mad. But
I don't play. And we all got buttons. My button is my button's not an artist, but my button is one of my biggest pet peeves, I promise you, is when people present opinions as facts. Like that pisses me off so much. And that's when I'll engage in something when you just wrong. And sometimes it's like, all right, I'm gonna let this nigga be wrong. Like he just because in reality, think about it like this: if a nigga swore to you up and down that 2 + 2 = 5, how long are you really gonna argue with that nigga?
Right. Especially if he believes it.
Especially if you believe it. How long are you really gonna argue with that nigga?
Yeah.
Man, go about your day, man. Keep believing what you believe. Best of luck to you. But there's something about stop spreading this false information. That's a big thing with today's era. Like there's so much false information that nobody fact checks. You can say Harriet Tubman alive, and I can tweet that right now, and I guarantee you, at least 10 people gonna be like, "You heard Harriet Tubman alive?" without doing any research, without doing anything, and it's very dangerous. So I think that's one of the things that triggers me when people you just saying stuff, bro. And sadly, there's people that believe it.
Yep. And that's the crazy part. The crazy world we live in is that there are people that will really do that just for engagement, just to get their numbers up.
Facts.
So, anything else, Rio? Because I heard you was about to say something.
No, I was just gonna say it. No, I agree. I mean, I think especially like those people who push those false articles. You know what I mean? Like,
that's when I'm with Trump. Fake news. So I do have a list of people that have been down the road for the art versus artist conversation, and I don't know how I want to do this. If I want to ask you guys, do you still fuck with these people? I don't know. Let's see what we can come up with. So, R. Kelly. I'm gonna go music first. R. Kelly. Y'all fucking with R. Kelly? Y'all fucking with his? I know y'all ain't fucking with him as a person, but is you still fucking with the art?
Yes.
I personally don't listen to R. Kelly, but that's not because I'm like higher than. I just don't listen to R. Kelly. It hasn't made my way to my algorithm. There's probably some kind of little moral dilemma that I have with myself when it comes to it. But I'm not. All right. I'm not offended if R. Kelly's played. Like I'm not gonna be the person to say turn that off. That's R. Kelly. You get what I'm saying? That's odd to me. I also realized that here's the unique thing about R. Kelly, right? And this isn't caping for all the things he did, but we're talking about separating art from artists. This is one of the greatest artists of all time.
Yes, greatest, one of the
Like one of
greatest
the greatest
songwriters.
pens,
Sheesh.
one of the greatest songwriters.
Mm-hmm.
Hit on top of hit on top
Yeah.
of hit on top of hit on top of
Yeah.
hit. If R. Kelly was, you know, a one-hit wonder, everybody would say, "Oh, I don't listen to R. Kelly."
Mm-hmm.
But when you have so many hits and they still can kind of slap, like, and not even because I know a lot of people say, well, you know, he was writing them song about kids. Like, nigga, Step in the Name Love came on, which is a happy little, like, you just start doing your Chicago two-step because that shit just go. It does something to you. However, the one thing I will say, I do think it's important, no matter what side of the fence you land on, right? If you listen to R. Kelly, I don't look at you funny. If you don't listen to R. Kelly, I don't think you better than. Right. I do want to appreciate the people who don't listen to R. Kelly, specifically women.
Yeah.
Who maybe have been victims of sexual assault or things like that. I don't want to, I'm not saying anybody should or shouldn't listen to R. Kelly because of that, but you should definitely open space and hold space for people who have gone through it and hear them out. Right? Because there's a lot of women that I know that don't like R. Kelly and really might look at you funny if you do listen to him.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't hold that kind of moral compass or like high status. Yeah. But I also want to make sure I understand why they feel that way. Even if we disagree at the end of it, like I think it's important to make sure those women are heard because if I was a woman and I was a victim of a sexual assault and R. Kelly came on and that's triggering to me, like I could never understand that. So I don't feel it would be right for me to sit there and say, "Oh, you got to get over that shit." Yeah, like, there's so much more, so layered. You get what I'm saying? So
yes.
You listen to R. Kelly, I'm not about to sit there and like, bro, you know you can't listen to this. Whatever, do it, bro. That nigga got hits. I understand.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like if somebody did say they had a problem with it, hear them out. Don't just shut them down. That's my thing on it. But R. Kelly got hits, man. So
got you.
If you deny that, you a lie.
Yeah, and well, Rio, go ahead, man. What you got? What you gonna say?
No, and I'm not somebody that's gonna shy away from him, like, oh no, I don't listen to R. Kelly, but then secretly play him on the low, like, nah, like. But I think for something like that, for me, it's always I gotta read the room and I gotta know who I'm around because everybody don't listen to R. Kelly and not comfortable with listening to R. Kelly. You know what I mean? Because they do feel away. You know what I mean? So I for me, it's just about respecting other people's boundaries.
Yeah.
So,
but that's the part that's the dilemma a little bit is, listening, putting on an artist, and you have to be aware of who's in the room and stuff like that. Like that's crazy. To an extent, you know what I'm saying? Like not in a negative way. Like I ain't mad if I put on R. Kelly and somebody be like, "Hey, excuse me, can you turn that off?" Like, I'm like, "All right,
that's
cool."
Out of pocket. I ain't gonna hold you. I think that's out of pocket for real. Like even if I agree with that person, like there's certain ways to do certain things. Like and just off GP, like to ask somebody to turn something off, is insane to me. Like to have a conversation, that's one thing, but turn this off because I'm here, that's a little bit insane. I can appreciate it and respect it, but I think you gotta. There's steps to get to turn this off. A couple things you gotta do before you ask somebody to turn it off.
Okay,
all right. You might want if somebody came and explained why R. Kelly makes them uncomfortable, what that makes them feel like. If I'm a DJ at a party, right? A woman sincerely told me that. All right, that's a little bit different. But if a woman just came up, a woman or man, let me not just put this on women. My bad. If somebody came up to me and just said, "Hey man, turn that off, nigga, fuck you." You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, who are you to tell me what to do? But now that I have context, I can understand a little bit better. And now I have the decision if I want to turn it on or off.
Okay. I'm with you. Go ahead, Rio. What was you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, man, this like, bro, when I personally listen to R. Kelly, like, you know what I mean? Like when I'm driving, like, not be by myself, you know what I mean, whatever. Or somebody in the car with me, and they comfortable listening to R. Kelly. Like, cool. But bro, it's just too many songs. Like even the songs that he didn't sing himself, like songs that he wrote. Like, so are we throwing away everything that he wrote for Aaliyah? Are we throwing away more and more that he wrote for Joe? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's too many songs that he's written for all these other artists to where I'm like, it would be tough. Even like, all right, perfect example. Same Girl. which has Usher on it.
Banger.
Are we like? Am I not supposed to listen to it because R. Kelly is in it, but Usher's my favorite R&B artist?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you, man.
Can I bring something up real quick about the hypocrisy that I mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
So I'm about to be hypocritical to myself because I just said asking R. Kelly asking me to turn off something. It don't matter who it is. It don't got to be R. Kelly. It could be Puff, whatever. You want me to turn off All About the Benjamins, whatever. All right. I said that's crazy, but if it was somebody I knew, somebody I had a personal relationship with, I don't think I hesitate.
Yeah.
If I was sitting with Ray P, and Ray P said, "Hey man, that make me uncomfortable. Turn that off." I turn it off. No
Without
question.
Yeah.
So it goes. Well, like I said, there's so many layers to this because
absolutely
the relationships matter, and just like that, because I can sit here and say I don't listen, just like I don't really listen to R. Kelly, but I listen to people who have done bad shit, and aren't the most stand-up people. Like I say it all the time. Like Freddie Gibbs is one of my favorite rappers. He's not like some of the stuff that he's done and participated in morally. Hey, he wouldn't be my friend, but he can rap his ass off.
That's a fact.
So who am I? Who am I, right? For listening, because there's been accusations of him not taking care of some of his kids. That's a whole wild situation anyway. So we don't got to get into that.
Please
obviously some of the antics that he's done. If that was my man's, I'd have been like, yo, what you doing? Like you bugging. But I don't care about that because once again, he's a character to me.
Yeah,
like, that nigga can rap. The only thing he has to provide for my life is raps.
His rap.
Now, if it was more, if it was more than that, like some people, like I said, some people idolize these people.
Yes,
and that's a little bit dangerous. But for me, nigga, you a rapper. Nigga, put on your show. I'm gonna support. I'm gonna buy the ticket because I like you as a rapper. You don't fuck about anything else you got going on in your life.
Yeah. Now,
so we all hypocritical, man. We all hypocrites, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And to answer the question myself, yes, I listen to R. Kelly, but I do have a select like little playlist that I listen to. Like I have about 6 songs, and and of course, The Closet. What is it?
Trapped in the Closet.
Trapped in the Closet. Gotta watch that. Every one. That shit is comedy. But I don't tend to listen to too many like sexual songs of R. Kelly's. I Wish, Ignition. That's probably the most sexual song that I fuck with by him. I Believe I Can Fly. Like you can't tell me. I don't care who you are. Honestly, after listening to I Believe I Can Fly, that you don't feel like you could jump through a wall. Like that song is amazing. Shout out to Rich. I remember being young and
now, where that Space Jam soundtracked out, boy.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Though, didn't he write that song originally and was gonna give it to Michael Jackson?
Probably. I know he wrote "You Are Not Alone" for Michael Jackson. Listen, it was so deep that Michael Jackson and R. Kelly were not allowed to work together because I believe a judge in Chicago. It could have been the opposite way. Maybe MJ's judge. I can't remember specifically, but they weren't allowed to work together because of these accusations. And that's fucking insane to me.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So that's crazy. So we spoke on Kels. Is there anybody y'all want to speak on before I go through anyone specifically? Far as like music, because I got Kanye on here. Of course, I got Diddy.
Let's talk about Diddy.
Yeah.
Let's do it. How you feel about Diddy, man? You fucking with Diddy?
See, I'm in a weird space for the whole like. All right, so the way I feel about the whole P. Diddy situation is Diddy's wrong for, in my opinion, I think he's more wrong for the domestic violence shit that we've seen with him and Cassie. Like the shit we've seen on, and I do think he's got this ego trip about him, right? Like this power possessive type thing, which a lot of people with money do. You know what I mean? Like, but I just think that for him, that's like one of his like that's the shit that I would think that people should be like, yo, that's why I don't fuck with Diddy. Now other than that, he was on trial just for being a freak.
I think Diddy I think that he is probably one of the I think he's an evil human being, bro. Like it's something about him that always. Rich can attest. I've never been a fan of his raps. I always thought he's not a good rapper. I hate his cadence. I just never been a big fan. But here's my dilemma with Diddy. My favorite rapper of all time, outside of Wayne, is Biggie Smalls. Like, how do you listen to Biggie Smalls and not listen to Diddy? That's the dilemma for me.
Understandable. I don't know if that's.
It's not
I don't think
huge.
anybody should catch flack for
big,
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is my answer to the question is similar to what I just said about R. Kelly. Like, it's not my big thing in life is like live and let live, right?
Yeah.
Which is what I said to R. Kelly. I personally don't listen to R. Kelly, and I'll be honest with you, it would be difficult to press play, no pun, on a Puff joint.
Yeah.
Right? Just because of everything that happened. Not the freak stuff, but like you said, domestic violence.
Yeah.
Other stories that took place, blowing them niggas' cars and shit, even though I think people look at that differently. Like, that's between him and whatever. But the domestic violence, man, that's just a code. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't encourage that. And
absolutely.
I personally, because of that moral compass, like couldn't see myself just hitting play on a Diddy's song. But if somebody else did, I'm not gonna say you're a terrible human being for listening to it.
Yeah.
All About the Benjamin is a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it's crazy to think that you wouldn't want to listen to that. So I'm not judging you for that. I just there's something inside of me that just doesn't feel all the way right listening to it on my own, the same way with R. Kelly. But that's just a me thing. I don't put anybody else in that same standard.
Now, let me ask this question too, and maybe this has something to do with the R. Kelly thing too. Do you think that with R. Kelly, what makes it really bad is he makes sexual music? Like, he makes I'll say 85% of his music is sexual.
Nah, because even if, like, I just think it's what he did. Like, I think if it was just regular shit, it's just more so I at that point,
Well, what I mean is like, damn, I can't remember the joint, but it's a lot of songs where people can say, I think he was talking about kids. He wrote Aaliyah's age ain't nothing but a number, like all that shit. Like, is there messages in his music where you like, you got to scratch your head a little bit? Like, come on, man.
Here's what I would say. Here's where the pushback would be on that, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the stuff that we take in, we just talked about school. We just had a conversation about movies being subjective.
Yes.
Right. How one person takes it, I've never thought about a kid listening to R. Kelly. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've never thought about it. So I've never even thought about, is he talking about a kid? Because I'm not thinking about a kid. Now, what you're saying is 100% valid. What you're saying is 100% valid. And that does change the conversation. Mm-hmm. So it's a very valid point, and people are going to look at it like, oh, this whole time, this song that I thought was this, he's writing about kids. But I personally think that all of that is still lumped in the conversation of this is a bad human being. Once you find out that he's doing this shit to these kids, no matter what he was talking about.
Yeah.
It's all still the same thing. Like, it's no different than like if Puff was talking about love songs all the time. Mm-hmm. And ironically, his last album was titled Love, the Love album, or whatever it was. But then you find out he beating up Cassie.
Yeah.
Like, it's that whole thing. It's kind of the similar thing what you're saying about R. Kelly. But either way, regardless of that, regardless of what he's talking about in his music, I saw that video.
Change his name to Love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I saw that video, man. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people who are like that too. Like, bro, you're not who you say you are. I can't fuck with you because of that alone. Regardless of what it was. You a terrible human being, you awful. And the same way I'm saying this, I know for a fact there are people who are defending Puff. And like, I know him personally. I know a different version of him. We see it all the time.
Yes.
If Skool was on trial for assault, right? And people trying to paint him out as a violent person. I'm gonna be the person in the 60 Minutes interview saying he's not like that. I've known him forever. That was a one-time slip. And we see those interviews and we be like, man, look at these niggas capable for them. But there's really people that say, yo, I've known that man for 36 years.
Yeah.
That's the one time I see him crash out. Like, it's not fair for y'all to paint him this way. I'm not saying it's right. But I think we have enough evidence on Puff to know you a terrible human being. You awful piece of shit.
For
and
sure.
You've been this way, and you think you're above the law. So it's all a big. It's tied in. I don't think the subject matter has anything to do with the people, but that's up for the person to decide how important that is to them. I just talked about Gibbs.
Yeah.
Is Gibbs not taking care of his kids important? Is it important enough to me to stop listening to his music? Unfortunately, not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
you know why?
Because
you're doing your part. You paying for the album so he can make sure his kids get taken care of.
I don't see it. That's the thing. I wish I could say I'm that supportive. I don't think about shit like that. Listen to that nigga rap his ass off. And if you and guess what, School? Guess what, Rio? If somebody told me I ain't shit for doing that, then I got to take that.
Yeah.
Once again, no Puff.
All right. Yay. What y'all got for Yay, man? Y'all fucking with Yay still?
I ain't gonna lie. I just threw on College Dropout like 2 weeks ago. Like,
let me ask this. I'm glad you mentioned that.
I gotta go ahead. I got something I want to say about. There's a big difference to me between Ye and Puff.
Does Kanye's first 3 to 4 albums, are they that great that we allowed to skip past some of his bullshit? Because quite frankly, I am sick of some people. This nigga made, niggas in this nigga made like, and they always like, okay, that's cool, but something wrong with that nigga, man. Mentally, like, he need help.
Can I chime in?
Yeah, man.
This is what I was going to say about that. Here's the difference between somebody like Kanye and someone like Puff. I've always thought Puff was a piece of shit because, Big died when we were 10. When I was 10, excuse me. Y'all was even younger. I was 10 years old when Big died. So my first intro to Puff was really a lot of controversy and things around that and whispers of this, that, and the third, right? All alleged. I don't know what's what. Kanye, I feel like we saw him grow from his producer days to his rap album days. And it's like we saw firsthand him change.
Yeah.
He lost his mom and we saw his mental decline.
Yes.
So when I listen to No Way Out, that's not really different from the Puff today. Like I still think he's the same person, just younger. When I listen to College Dropout and Graduation and Late Registration, I feel like I'm listening to a completely different person. And I think that's the difference for me. Like where I say I can't, it's hard for me to listen to Kales, it's hard to listen to Puff. It's not hard to listen to old Kanye because that feels like a whole different person. And it makes me sad about what's going on now. But I don't look at his rants as I look at it like you just said, School. He's got something going on mentally. I think we should care more about that than anything.
Yes.
But I don't feel conflicted because I'm like, the Kanye that made this is the Kanye I fucked with. That dude, if he was a terrible human being back then, and maybe he was, but for all accounts, we didn't know that. If he was that, then it'd be like different. I can't, but I literally can separate. It's like 2 different people made this shit.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't have no problem. I don't have no issue. Late Registration.
And that's crazy. Nigga. And that's crazy because that's really a persona. Old Kanye. Like he even says it. Like they want that old Kanye.
Old
like
Kanye.
Yeah, he knows it, So
but do y'all think there's any slight chance? Because in reality, I think at the end of the day, like the person you are is the person you are. No matter how no matter how you dress it up. But it's just like I think at some point he had to reveal who he really was. Like, and I do think that, with his mom passing, that did play a big part in maybe some of his mental struggles. But at the same time, I still think that even back then, he was that dude. He just didn't have, I just don't think he had the shit. He ain't had a boss to really show who he really was. You know what I mean? Like, but after he got so much money and he had such a cult following, like, hey, regardless of what I do, my fans still gonna back me. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's how egotistical Kanye is. You know what I mean? He's a very narcissistic person.
100%. And he was that.
One thing for sure.
He was definitely that from the jump.
Yeah, one thing for sure. 2 things for certain. He's always been an asshole. Like he's always been that. Like,
And what you're saying, I understand where you're coming from, Rio. Here's what I will say: when tragedy hits, everybody has different ways to cope with it. And when you lose a parent, you're never yourself, especially when you lose your parent in a way like that. Like, I'm sure he paid for that surgery. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure he feels some kind of guilt and responsibility. And it's a 50-50 chance that you turn out to be the previous version of yourself. And there's also the other 50% chance where you crash out and you go the route that he ended up going, because not everybody really knows how to maneuver and navigate life after that. So it goes back to Skool's original point which is, man, I really wish that brother could get some help. I wish he had more people around him that cared about him enough to not enable him. Yeah. And you mix in drugs and that with the laughing gas and all types of stuff, pills. Like, it just went downhill very fast. So I don't know. Maybe it was in him the whole time, but also I can understand major events caused him to kind of completely switch up.
And I get that. Like, but Molly argument to it is I feel like I like, and I understand, like, when you are going through anything like that, like, I feel like you gotta have the right people, at least, you know what I mean, in your backing or in your circle to be like, yo, to help lift you up the right way. You know what I mean? Versus letting you do whatever and just agreeing with what you're doing. Like, but I think at the same time, like, Kanye kind of pushed himself in a different direction, like, and pushed those people away who, you know what I mean? Because when even like the whole thing, like, so when he did the Donda album, and he put in, like, him and Jay-Z hadn't talked in years, but Jay went on and he hopped on the track with him and did Jail. You know what I mean? But then right after that, Kanye still turned around and bashing Jay publicly, like, you know what I mean? And speaking ill on his name, like, come on, dog, like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I say, like, I feel like, he needs help, like, and that's something that's clear. But at the same time, you got to be open to accepting the help from the right people, and I don't think he is.
Well, I agree with you, but here's the thing too with Kanye, and I think we all can agree with this. Kanye is such an attention whore that you really don't know what's real and what's false. Like, you don't know what he's doing for views or to promote something. You just don't know anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's that bad. Like, I mean, I don't want to talk about the cousin shit, but like the cousin situation, like, nigga, why? Who? And then you drop a song. Like, it's ridiculous.
No. I'm not going where you think I'm going.
Oh,
don't you think that this is like? All right, so just to clarify, are you saying that Kanye has proven himself to be so unpredictable and so inconsistent that you don't know whether or not that happened or not? Or are you looking at it as that tragedy? Or are you looking at it as, I believe it happened and he never healed from it, and that could be a part of why he is in the mental state he is now?
A little bit, but I'm not saying that it didn't happen. But what I'm saying is, Kanye
I just want to make it clear. Kanye's been so erratic.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't necessarily blame people for saying, like, this nigga making that up.
Yeah, but that's my thing. Like, Kanye seems like he's only happy when the world is talking about Kanye. Like, and it seems like whenever the world has switched and they're talking about this or that is when, me and my cousin was, or, fuck Jay-Z and his family. And like, anytime we stop talking about him, by the time we finish this, we might get on Twitter. You never know. That's how it is. You get on Twitter or X, whatever, and he's arguing with Dave Chappelle. Like, nigga, why? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. There's no method to the madness anymore. Back in the day, it felt like it was a little method to the madness. When Bush didn't care about black people, you felt there was some method there. You know, but now it's just he just saying shit. And you don't know, is this nigga sick? Do he need some help? He won't keep anyone real in his corner. He getting married every 2 years. So it's just, I don't know. It's crazy that, Kim Kardashian has proven to have a little more sense. So that's insane.
Yeah, man. I feel I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about Kanye, man.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
a tough
sad. I
one.
hope he gets the help he needs. I will say that.
Yes, and that's how, and you saying that, Rich, proves how much he meant to our community. Kanye meant a lot to us, man, and that's crazy too, that we as a community don't have those leaders, that we depended so hard on Kanye. Like, that's crazy. So, is there anybody else y'all want to talk about as far as music? Because I had one more, and this was just simply because of the MJ thing. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this enough. But the one thing I definitely want to touch base on is Elvis Presley. Um, a lot of people talk shit about MJ, and they skip over Elvis Presley marrying 15-year-old little girls, impregnating 15-year-old little girls. So I mean, I ain't really about to talk about it. I just wanted to mention that just to be petty. So that's it.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
It's
Jerry Lee Lewis did the same thing.
Married his 13-year-old cousin. That nigga's anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I think again, like people will pick and choose, and you know what I mean. It's reasons that people pick and choose, especially like when you're talking about in the mass media. Like, so I always think the light is shining a little brighter on certain people based upon who they are.
Yeah, and that's also a topic that I don't have to fight as much anymore, because the Elvis heads. It just came back more recently with the Austin Butler film, Elvis. But when I was younger, man, that Elvis combo was always coming. Elvis, like, nigga. Anyway, so
Is there do either one of you have? Is there an artist where if somebody told you right now that they like them, that you immediately say, I can't fuck with you? Like, is it that deep to either one of y'all? Is there anybody that you just like, bro, I can't even fuck with you if you like this person?
Me personally, I don't think so, because I'm the. It's just like with politics, right? Like, it's.
I was about to say, let's take Trump. If somebody love Trump, is that immediate? I don't fuck with you.
Nah, I think that everybody's entitled to like who they like. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you talk about like even art or politics, like, because everybody does what's best for them, and that's what I tell people. Like, during around election time, like, I don't care how people vote. Like, if it's your right to exercise it. You know what I mean? Like, and I was really big into politics growing up. Don't it? Obviously, I know my mom is so, but I personally, I don't hold that against anybody. Like, if you're gonna vote for Trump, even though I strongly disagree with, Donald Trump views and his political messages, but at the end of the day, if that's the way you rock, then cool. But if you do something to me personally and it's reflecting of that, then yeah, I can't mess with you.
I like that. Listen, here's my answer. As long as if I ask you some questions on why, you can give me a legit reason. You can articulate why you're voting for Trump. If your answer is just some rah bullshit, then nah, I ain't fucking with you. But if you really can sit me down and be like, look, bro, he got this tax break, he's helping this, he's doing that, he plan on blah blah blah. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you really, sat down and figured this shit out. Cool.
So let me ask. You might not have an answer for it. I'm just asking the question. We are, I don't know, 8 months into his second term. And you see all the things that he's stripping away from us, and the things that he's trying to get rid of. You see all of the the ICE agents deporting people. He just means he causes harm.
Yes.
To black and brown people and everything else, right? Is it fair? To your point, Skool, if somebody said, hey, I voted for dude, but I voted for him because of tax breaks, everything else, right? Or because I really believe the way he was saying about, not doing X, Y, and Z. I voted for him because of that. You remember that scene in Remember the Titans when Sunshine tried to get Petey to go in that restaurant and that nigga Petey, they got kicked out and that nigga Petey said, I told you. Like, I told you what happened. I think a lot of black people are looking at white people like that right now. Like, we told y'all what was about to go down.
Yep.
If we told you and then what we said was true, happened, and you tell me that you love me, is it fair to put the responsibility of that person to ignore what you feel is best for you and side with the people that you say you love? Because I'm telling you right now, if you vote for him, that means you don't give a fuck about me because he don't give a fuck about me or my people, and he wants us all to get up out of here. Like, is that fair to an individual? And this is just me asking. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer. I'm just curious on how we look, because that's a very interesting thing. Because once again, what I mentioned earlier about us knowing people, if I know somebody and I'm cool with you and I fuck with you, I probably know, and I've never had the conversation with this person just because I'm scared of what they're going to say, and I'm scared I'm going to have to say I don't fuck with you. There's somebody who I've got a pretty strong belief went that way, right? And it's like, damn, I've known you since I was fucking 9, 10.
Yep.
Like, known you for real. Like, had a code to your house at one point. You know what I'm saying? Your people's house. Is it fair for me to give that up? Is it fair for you to ask you to do that, knowing that how you feel about me? Or I guess is it not enough that he feels that way about me? I need you to feel that way about everybody. I need you to feel that way about all black people. I know it's a long-winded kind of like very stacked and layered question, but I just find it interesting. There's a lot to go into it.
Yeah, that is a lot, but at the same time, I can't blame you, because at the end of the day, it's going to affect you somehow, some way. If somehow, some way, that shit will affect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be, he strips away, Social Security and our retirement, 401k, and mom's call or grandpa call, you know what I mean, and said, they done cut my shit in half. Trump done. That shit's going to affect us somehow, some way. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I seen recently talking about taking away the acknowledgement of race slavery from museums.
Yeah. Smithsonian, they're upset about the
bro. It's to the point
too much
where
conversation about slavery and making it kind of conversation about bad and all that stuff. Yeah, so he's really trying to scale back on all that.
I'm overdue, man. I'm over it. But you got to pay
part of me
attention,
is like,
because you don't want to wake up and they line the niggas up outside. You like, yo, what's going on? Yeah, you gotta keep your eyes open. Shit.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention. There's a balance between you have to pay attention to what's going on, but you also can't doom scroll. If you consume yourself with it all the time, and honestly, when he won the second time, yeah, you feel that impact. But it's also like, we got to keep doing what we're doing. We got to keep pushing. We got to keep going, man, because his bullshit, his nonsense can't stop our greatness and what we're trying to achieve and all the other things and fight and all that. So it's kind of like,
I'm glad you mentioned that too. And I don't know if I talked to you about this, Rich or Rio. I definitely remember hitting my boy Damon with it, but I remember the day he got elected, I turned on the radio.
Time or second time?
The second time. Turned on the radio, and I went to a very popular pop station in Cincinnati, and they were doing their normal thing. Here's Ariana Grande #2. I turned on our station. Trump got back in. This shit is sad. This is crazy, and it just let me know how different our worlds are, bro. Like, I already knew they were different, but that was like when it just one of those moments where I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, they ain't even acknowledged that the motherfucking election was last night. They didn't even acknowledge it, because that shit,
I don't have to.
It is what it is. Give a fuck who get in. I'm good. So yeah, but I think the next, I know we probably don't have much more time, but I definitely want to talk about Cosby, man. We got to. personally. How do you guys feel about Cosby? You know, Bill Cosby is a very crazy subject, but I would be wrong not to say that the Cosby Show is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. If not it, you know, I definitely know people that would say it is. My age group, the age group behind me, above me, below, like all that.
Cosby is the gold standard of this conversation.
Yeah.
Like the number one example gold standard of not being able to fuck with somebody. But Cosby did some of the most awful, horrible shit.
Yes.
I don't care how you try to spin it. I don't care about people justifying saying, well, it was back in the day, that was drug of choice and blah, blah, blah. This was normal. Look, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Cosby was creeping on some other shit. However, you ain't never going to get me to stop watching Cosby Show. Ever.
Yeah.
This is going to sound fucked up, man. There could be 10 more cases against Cosby. Tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. Cosby, the person, ain't shit. I fuck with Cliff Huxtable.
Yeah. Cliff Huxtable.
And when you know what that show meant to so many black people, like you just said, School.
Yeah.
That overtakes anything. It's a complicated. And there is a Kamau Bell has an incredible miniseries he did with Showtime.
Yeah.
I believe it's on Paramount Plus. I think Paramount Plus and Showtime's the same thing now. I can't remember. Either way, I suggest everybody watch it because it's fascinating and a much more intricate thing of what we're talking about right now. It's called We Need to Talk About Cosby. Because on one hand, yes, he's an awful human being, but on the other hand, man, he inspired generations and made us look at ourselves in a way that TV really hadn't done. Yeah, you had the Jeffersons, who, you know, George and Weezy were doing well and all this other stuff, but the Cosbys, like a doctor, a lawyer, Brownstone, New York, like family, like the whole image, America's dad. Like, straight up. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna cancel Cosby Show. I cancel Cosby. Cancel when I hear air quotes, but man, never.
I think that it definitely, the Cosby situation always makes me think this is exactly why you have acting. You know, these people are paid actors. This man is acting. You know what I'm saying? Like Cliff Huxtable is a character that he was paid to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me to say I like Cliff Huxtable doesn't mean that I'm saying, I fuck with Bill Cosby and I ride for Bill. Like, no. You feel me? Like, and it also lets you know how great these actors are. This man went on for decades convincing us that he was Cliff Huxtable. Like, for real. Like, that's exactly who he was, with the pudding pops and the boos and all that shit. When his son got killed, I know I was young, but I remember hurting for Bill. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. Like, I remember hurting. Like, damn. Because he meant so much. Like, your mama was sad. Your pops, everybody was sad. Like, can't believe this happened to Bill. You know?
You know what's fascinating about what you just said, School?
What's that?
We never look at it that way. We always look at the character, we always look at it as the actor being caught up in the character on the negative side.
Yep.
Or not even the negative side. Let's say somebody like Alfonso Ribeiro is always going to be Carlton, right?
Yep.
We never think about the effects of, like, what if it's a character that people absolutely love and you can't escape that? Like, you really a shitty person. Because you play something that somebody loved. And it's different because, you know, it's a different conversation from like the Tony Sopranos and the Avon Barksdales and the Stringer Bells, because those are anti-heroes. They're never shy about who they are. They told you up and you know up front they're bad guys, and it's your moral dilemma about whether or not you root for them and you cheer for them and everything else. They don't lie. They never expose as being good. We ain't shit. We gonna tell you that from episode 1. But you got somebody like Cliff Huxtable, who was the stand-up America's dad. And I feel like Bill Cosby found a way to hide behind that.
Yes.
Ooh, maybe if I keep playing with persona, people won't realize how terrible I am. And so on and so forth. And it's wild. Like, they talk about this in that documentary I mentioned. It'll forever be wild to me that all of this was exposed from a grainy-ass flip phone camera when Hannibal Buress was going off on the stand-up stage about Bill Cosby. All of this started because of that. This is pre-iPhone. Literally a grainy ass video of this nigga talking about he used to drug women, and then it all took off from there. It's just fascinating to me.
You know what? Sorry, Rio. I just want to say this too, real quick. I think that it is very telling. Well, let me not say that. How do y'all feel about almost like our culture is? Are black celebrities so rare that we seem to like hold their secrets down for them? You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm trying to say, like you said, Hannibal Buress exposed Cosby. You know, the R. Kelly shit was a joke for decades. You feel me? Like no one was really surprised.
Yeah, we knew about that shit way before everything hit the fan.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't know what I'm trying to ask, but
I know what you're trying to say.
But you get what I'm saying, like
basically, like, do we protect?
Yeah, like yes.
Well, I'll say one thing real quick, Rio, before I let you go. One thing that I can appreciate about other communities is the way they do band around. I feel like we're too quick sometimes to kick somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're harder on ourselves, especially in public. There needs to be more private conversations.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Right, and there needs to be more in-house handling of things, in my opinion. Now, some stuff is inexcusable. We don't need to protect pedophiles and rapists.
Hell no.
So I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But I do think that sometimes when people go a little bit off the deep end and it ain't really that bad, we do need to do a better job of not trying to cancel them, because we so quick to invite somebody to the cookout. That bullshit.
Yep.
So quick to do that. But if somebody getting a little bit of trouble, like I said, a little bit. I'm not talking about rapists and pedophilia. I'm talking about a little bit of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, oh, nah, you shunned, you da-da-da-da. So I don't know. But go ahead, Rio.
The whole Cosby thing to me, I agree with you. I think this is for me at least almost the golden standard of separating the art from the artist. Also, just because just like Rich said, like I've seen the Cosby Show every episode at least 5 times in my life. At least 5, like every episode from start to finish.
Absolutely,
it's a lot of episodes. And I just think about the impact. I get it. Like, yeah, he's playing the character, but I think about the impact that he had on so many other people who got to start from that show. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like that matters. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, if we stop talking about the Cosby Show, or we ban, or they stop showing the Cosby Show. Now you're talking about taking away royalties from people like Keisha Knight Pulliam, Felicia Rashad, you know what I mean? Like, because they played a pivotal role in that show just as much as Bill Cosby, even though, you know what I mean, the show started because of him. But, you know what I mean? So it's hard for me to take away or not support everybody else that's on that show. Like, and people have to also remember, like, the Cosby Show came in, 84, 85 or something like that?
84, I believe. Yeah.
Bill Cosby was a stand-up comedian, like, very similar to Richard Pryor, like 10 years before that. You know what I mean? He was making raunchy-ass jokes like that you wouldn't believe on stages, you know what I mean, across America. Like,
I don't know about that, but
he was.
I believe.
You can go back and watch the stand-ups. Like, Bill Cosby, he had to play this character in the show, but at the same time, the show did so much for the Black community. I think that it was hard. I think that was hard for us as a people to disassociate with Bill Cosby or believe that he was this type of person. You know what I mean? Like, and do I think he's like the worst person ever in the world? Like, not necessarily, but I think what he was doing was some foul shit.
Listen, you know what I mean? Woody Allen, Roman Polanski, like these are some of the people that are on the same level as Cosby, as far as just like, Woody Allen was doing all types of sexual assault type shit. Not only that, He pretty much groomed his stepdaughter and then married her. Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. But these are things that people don't talk about. Roman Polanski married a 13-year-old girl, and then they said they was going to indict him, and he fled to Poland, I believe, and still won the Oscar that year. Like,
let me ask you this:
shit's crazy, bro.
How is it we found out all this information from a like you said, from a grainy flip phone video? But we still they know who on the Epstein list, but they still won't release the shit.
And they ain't going to.
Yeah, come on, man. That's all about
that shit done.
That's a whole nother conversation.
But this is what I'm saying. But
you keep talking, it's gonna come out. Your name gonna be on it, nigga. Shit. What you would do now? Let me ask this question. I'm glad you mentioned that. What'd you do if The Rock was on there? Got Dwayne Johnson on the Epstein list.
If The Rock is on there, then shit. The Rock is on there. He just got caught up doing some foul shit. Like, but at the same time, like that's not gonna take away the matches that he wrestled or from the promos that he threw down on wrestling. Like, he still, See? I'm gonna keep it real with you.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yep.
If Will Smith on the list, shit, I'm still gonna watch Hitch.
I hear you.
Once a month.
He said his views going up.
Timetable on it. Nigga said not only about watching it, nigga, I might watch it twice a month now. Hey, you wild boy, Rio.
Hey, I'm weak. Yeah. So Will didn't lose a grain with you, huh, for smacking Chris.
Now you know what's crazy though? Chris Rock is
actually more respect.
He my favorite stand-up comedian.
Who?
Chris Rock.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Nah, bro. Never Scared. Bigger and Blacker. 1 and 2. Bro, stop.
Never scared my shit. But yeah,
Chris Rock was funny decades ago. He was funny.
Bro, Chris Rock went on if y'all don't understand the run that he had in the early 2000s.
Yeah, definitely. Bigger and Blacker, all that shit. But I'm talking about right now, his last stand-up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but those things diminish, though. You run out of stuff to talk about.
Nah, they don't, nigga.
They do?
Nah, they don't. No, they don't.
Keep living.
Ask Chappelle. Chappelle got classic after classic after classic after classic.
That's different, though.
How?
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, man. All right, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying Chris Rock better. I'm just saying he's my favorite.
Okay, I feel you. You right. I just attacked you. My bad, brother.
Hey, man, that was the most gangster shit still to this day. I seriously randomly, it might be a regular Tuesday afternoon, man, and I was popping my head like Will Smith really got up on stage, smacked that nigga.
Yeah.
Head down, cussed him out, and won an award.
Yeah, and then went to the party.
And saying getting jiggy with it at the after party.
Come on,
with the
man.
Oscar in his hand. He did all
jamming.
of that.
Hey, what Chris Rock say? He was jamming too.
But fire out that man and nothing happened.
Hold on.
Hey. There's another conversation to say if he smacked fire out of David Spade, nigga, they would have arrested him so quick.
Yeah.
You already know it.
He wouldn't have made it back to a seat.
You already know it.
But
and we all thought it was it was rigged. We thought that shit was fake.
Did y'all feel it?
I heard that smack. I heard that motherfucker. I knew it wasn't fake when Chris Rock looked over the side looking for help and nobody came. That nigga said, "Wow!" I knew that shit was real. That nigga shocked. But that nigga was adjusting his face and shit. Like,
listen, my favorite part about it was the commercial break when like Tyler Perry and Denzel and Samuel, like they was all talking to Will and shit. Like,
so they ain't checking on Chris. Yeah, bum ass nigga practice there. Now let me know. I don't know Chris like that, but I know he be on some funnies time and nigga got the smoke fire. He got the smoke smacked out of him.
That nigga let Louis C.K. say nigga.
But did y'all feel a way about Will after that though?
Hell no.
Yeah, shout out to Will. It's some gangster shit, nigga.
Straight up. I was mad that niggas was mad. Like, what? Shit.
Nah, I ain't feeling no way about Will, man. That's his wife, bro.
That's his wife.
I remember when Tax told shout out to Tax.
I know where you about to go.
I remember when Tax told the story about he pushed somebody's wife and the nigga came on stage and punched him in the back of his head. And they asked him, like, was you mad? Like, he was like, hell nah. So I probably would have lost respect if he didn't defend his wife. Like, bro, that's
doing what he's supposed to do.
You making jokes about my wife? Listen. Shout out to my nigga Chaz, man. He always says his pop said this. When you feel disrespected, act accordingly.
Come on.
Yeah.
You can never. That's why you don't play with people. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't joke with people because you never know how far people are gonna take it. It might be simple to you. This is an issue that a lot of us have. A lot of people in society have this. We all expect the best. We all expect people to be stand-up citizens. We expect them to react the same way we do, to be rational. Some niggas don't give a fuck, nigga. You might just say, hey, man, you cut me off. You ain't cuss at them or nothing. And that might be enough for them to get out that car and pistol with you. Is it an overreaction? Absolutely. But it's not up for us to determine how that person reacts. It's up to the justice system to reprimand them and hold them accountable. But that nigga, to Chris Rock, that was just a light little joke. To Will Smith, nigga, that's worthy of you getting your fucking face smacked off. And that's what happened. And Chris Rock thought he could get that shit off and talk about that man's wife on live TV.
And that nigga started explaining. I think that's what you said too, Rich. Like when that nigga started explaining himself, that's when I knew.
A G.I. Jane joke. Yeah, nigga, keep my wife. That nigga, what he say? Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, bro. Fuck, what kind of joke? Joke on somebody else. Too many people in this audience be joke on my wife like that. And you've been saying shit for some years now, nigga. I'll smack, nigga. I'll get up again and do it again.
Will wasn't going, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he definitely shouldn't have. Listen, let me be clear. He should not have smacked him. I want that to be known for the record. But was I mad that it happened? Nah, because Will felt that was appropriate. I ain't got no wife. If a nigga joked on my wife in public and she the butt of the joke, the whole room laughing, nah, nigga, stop playing with me. We ain't waiting for the commercial break, nigga. Because guess what? Guess what? Ain't nobody gonna be in a room with Will and talk about his wife ever again. You gotta teach people how to teach.
Listen, it goes to exactly what you're saying, bro. Like I'm married, and it's just certain things. And listen, imagine she felt the way he didn't smack her. I mean, he didn't smack Chris. What you think that ride home like?
You gotta take care of home.
Yeah, man. Come on.
And I think if you go back and look at that part, like he was like at first Will was kind of laughing at the jokes, but then he looked over and saw Jada's face, like, and he was like, hold on, like, nah, she really like, nah, she ain't comfortable. She ain't cool with this.
Let me say this too. I don't think a lot of people know this. There are things in the audience. I don't know if they hold up cards, but they tell them to clap and laugh. Like, so I don't necessarily even think Will was laughing at the joke. I think that he was just going with the room.
Yeah.
And then he realized, like, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Hold on, nigga, you got me fucked up. And like Rich said, bro, Chris had been throwing shots at Jada for some years by this point. Like it's old now, bro. Like you've been throwing shots. I got to see you. And we don't know if Will, man, listen, this is a whole nother part. We don't know if Will ever tried to reach out to Chris after, you know what I mean, before that, and just be like, yo, can we talk? Like, seems like something going on. And Chris seemed bitch ass probably, it's all love.
Yeah, you don't know what happened behind the scene. You don't know how many times Will probably thought in his head, man, I done been let you slide.
Yep.
So a lot of people that was like, oh man, that was an overreaction. Nigga, I probably done let you slide 5-6 times. I ain't never done nothing to you. Ain't put my hands on you. And tonight was the night.
Yep. And
I got an Oscar, nigga. And I gave a speech. And they the rest of it. Hey,
I
don't know how gangster that shit is, bro. That shit crazy to me. Slap that man and sit down.
Niggas forget Will Smith from West Philadelphia, man. Nigga done seen some shit.
Shout out my nigga Gucci.
All right, man. Let's wrap this shit up. Is there anything else anyone would like to say? You know, at the end of this, I think that we all can agree that it is quite possible to separate the art from the artist.
I got a question.
Yes.
Do you think it's different with sports figures than like actors or music artists?
I would say it used to be, but not anymore. Not anymore.
Social media changed all that, man.
Social media has changed a lot of things. I mean, I know he's not an active athlete right now, but Shannon Sharp's life has changed quickly. That nigga was on top of the world last year.
You know why I don't got no sympathy for Shannon?
Why?
That nigga 60, man. You know way.
Yes.
You know better.
You know better. Yep.
You know better, bro.
Yep.
Like you willingly choosing not to have dick discipline.
Yep.
And not to really like be on top of your game, bro. If I'm at 60 and I'm making moves like that, I hope both of y'all nigga put one in the back of my head.
Listen, that
For
shorty
real, man. That's embarrassing.
Shorty went on IG and said, "Sorry, folks, I'm retired." Posted her OnlyFans link and said, "Sorry, I'm retired." Hey,
with the Bible scripture. Yeah, nigga got that. He got that money.
Hey.
That chicken came.
Hey, that's one of the top flexes of all time, man. She's retired.
You know what I do want to talk about? Not here because I think you need a woman for this conversation.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think is very fascinating, and I know he still catches hell. I think Chris Brown should be studied. Because women, like a lot of women, I won't say women, I don't want to generalize.
Mm-hmm.
He's on tour right now. So many women I see that are tweeting about Breezy Bowl and traveling for his tour. And he's a hell of an entertainer, hell of a singer. But 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people were trying to get him up out of here. The fact that he survived like all of this. And he said he did a terrible thing, did an awful thing, right? But I do find it fascinating that this is where, as I've talked about contradiction a lot. This is when I have conversations with women.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you don't like this, but you singing Chris Brown word for word. Like, so once again, you picking and choosing. And I think it's just very fascinating how he's got to the point he is. I'm sure a big part of that is the fact that his victim is, I don't want to say cool, but they seem to be in a good space. Like, obviously, it was a tragic mistake. We all witnessed it. But I think it's very interesting because that's something that I think affects women more than us. I think more women, the fact that women like him. Like Cosby and all them people, these were more so men-driven things, like people that men could look up to. Meet and greets. People was paying $1,000 for the meet.
Oh yeah.
Because so sometimes it's like, all right, how? I don't know. It's a conversation that is interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rio.
I think it's interesting though that you bring that up because, I mean, the same way people are almost forgiven and still, rocking with Chris. I mean, we see slowly but surely like it's the opposite effect for Trey Songz, like where people just kind of like, I ain't rocking with him no more. Like, you know what I mean?
He was doing weirdo shit. He wasn't doing. I don't know if Chris had. Well, he had some like stalking allegations. I don't know, man. That's I don't want to go down.
Trey is not on the same level as Chris Brown.
No, and I'm not saying that he is, but I'm just saying, but
it's easier to cancel that nigga.
They're in the same industry and they make the same type of music, and basically been accused of doing the similar shit. We got less evidence on Trey Songz.
But remember, I told you earlier, talent plays a big part in all of this.
Yes,
Trey Songz isn't as talented as Chris Brown.
And I think you said it right, Rich. And again, I'm not a woman. I can't speak from a woman's point of view, but I definitely think that Rihanna being okay, Rihanna doing music with him afterwards, all that shit matters. It's almost to the point like, well, shit, if she forgave him, who the hell am I? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then on top of that, I think Chris still faces backlash. And he spoke on it. He still faces backlash.
He still get his ass whooped. He still does, yeah.
And not only that, like, let's be real, Chris Brown ain't had a number one single, I don't think, since like Run It. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he still gets punished, I don't think he's won a Grammy. Like, there's a lot of things that he is very deserving of that he has not received. And I think it's because of that. Like, it's just companies are still like, that's a bad look. No, I'll pass. He couldn't perform the Michael Jackson shit at the Grammys or one of these awards? Like, they wouldn't let him perform.
A big one with Billboard or somebody like that. Where they canceled him and Sierra supposed to do the thing. Yeah,
that shit is weak. And that's the shit that pissed me off with MJ. Is like they always using him as the scapegoat to a sense. Like, nigga, that ain't got shit to do with MJ. You just didn't want Chris Brown there. You just using that as your excuse. Like, it's so many people that in Hollywood that I just don't fuck with because of you know, the way they came at MJ, you know, especially once that weird ass documentary came out and they was talking all this crazy shit. And then when everything on the documentary got debunked, nobody was saying nothing. Like, you know, like Charlamagne the guy say, nobody cares about the, you know, everyone cares. What is it? No one cares about the lie. No one cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. Like, you know, that's real shit. Like, you know, by the time the truth get its pants on, the lies halfway around the world or some shit too. Like, that's just all true shit, you know. So,
and it's the thing though. Like, do you believe what's proven, or do you believe what you think is true?
I mean,
because
I think that's the problem.
Because all right, perfect prime example. Like, and this is the whole reason I brought up the athlete thing. OJ Simpson was a tremendous athlete, won damn near every award you can win as a football player, right? But when people acknowledge him today, nobody thinks about him as a football player, or even as an actor for that point.
I think that has a lot to do with the generation. Like, just because we don't know, that's not how we know. Our first real introduction to him was that damn car shit. I mean, me personally, was the chase.
Yeah, I had no grasp on how big of a deal that was. It was so confusing to me until my dad told me. Like, when I was older, he was like, "That's like LeBron, like committing double murder and being like, that's how big of a star OJ was." Like, we just didn't know it.
Amazing.
Yeah, but like I said, it's all about. I think it's all about what you believe, or like your moral compass, right? Like, because at the end of the day, OJ was proven innocent, you know, but at the end of the day, it was still like he was never given that grace of being like, oh, okay, you're innocent. You know what I mean? But
listen, here's the problem.
Because I think because that, all right, you know, you're right. We all know that's bullshit.
He was given the grace by the judicial system, which never works in our favor. Never, especially on some shit like that.
Yeah,
nigga, if they caught you tomorrow with a dead white woman and dead white man, Mario, you done. It's over for you. Shit, you know. So for him to, that's just like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I couldn't imagine really being an adult at that time and being at work and arguing back and forth with, you know, my colleagues, and then, you know, it happens and he gets off, and now Betsy acting different. Like, this shit is crazy.
Yeah,
shit is wild.
Hey, you know, only thing I know is I can only tell you the information that I know that's factual, and that's that he was proven innocent in the court of law.
You want to see it out?
He was also proven liable in the court of law.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is very true. But at the end of the day, there were other crimes that were committed surrounding his name. He did his time.
Then the nigga wrote a book, said, "If I would have done it."
Well, yeah, because he needed money.
Hey, I'm so sick of that nigga, man. R.I.P. OJ, man.
But my whole argument in this thing was,
nigga said, "If I would have did it."
Do you think that it's any rationality that people can still attach his name to the sport and the accomplishments that he had versus just this standalone thing in his life outside of sports?
The standalone thing was bigger than his career. It's tough not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sports still acknowledge it. The Heisman, he's still part of the Heisman committee.
Yeah.
They ain't take his Heisman away. They took Reggie Bush's Heisman away, but they ain't take OJ.
They gave it back.
Which was crazy.
I know, but I'm saying at one point, I think they took his Heisman away, and OJ's had his chiller.
Mm-hmm.
Which was
so
crazy.
I think everybody's still announcing. Even like I said, I talked about the Dave Chappelle joke earlier. He made the joke about him meeting, and he said people were shocked when he shook his hand. Like, with all due respect, that man rushed for over 10,000 yards. Niggas, people care. That generation cares about him as a football player. We don't, because we didn't see him.
Yes, and I think that what everyone is failing to realize is the judicial system found him not guilty. So that means that is not on his record. He didn't do it. He did not do it. So if they was to take, you know, the Heisman away, it was just because they felt like he did it. But the government said he didn't. So, hey, is that fair?
That's for the person to determine. It's for you to determine.
All right, man. I'm just asking.
But yeah, my bad. I just put something in the chat, man. I got another recording.
All right, man. I'm
about that time, my brother. Nah, I'm sorry. I already had Spike hit me up.
All right. Well, I love you, big bro. I damn sure appreciate you for coming on.
Appreciate you.
Yes. Good episode. I'll be hitting you up. Listen, Rio, my dog. Appreciate you as always. Good shit. Love y'all niggas, man. Y'all be cool.
Love y'all too, man. Keep doing y'all thing. Let me know anytime y'all need me, man. I'm there.
Oh, always. We about to set some shit up for Ray P too. I need Ray P on here.
All right, good luck.
All right, yeah. Hey, it's been a fun episode. I'm about to go turn on some R. Kelly.
All right, man.
All right, man. Y'all be cool, man. I'm out.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Nigga said I'm turning on some R. Kelly.